Everyone relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Wil Anderson. Hello and thank you for watching. I've made a mistake. What happened?
It's, no, dueling glasses. You hold up your glasses. Well, cheers.
Oh,
cheers.
cheers.
Here's to getting older. Here's to not being able to read things in low light.
Well, an example of getting older is I've started this podcast with my coffee lolly in my mouth.
Professional as always. What coffee lolly? What's a coffee lolly? Is that a coffee flavored lolly?
Yeah.
I didn't know that even exist. Where did you get a coffee lolly from? Do you carry them with you?
The old man shop. You know how like
That does sound like an old man lolly.
Yeah,
Boiled,
like
or boiled lollies
like
for a start.
like a Werther's original. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I have also been having some Werther's originals.
What are Werther's original? I mean, I know them, but what are they?
It's like
again?
a caramel
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of like, it's essentially like a butter menthol, but like a caramel one is a Werther's original.
Mm.
And then there's this one's called Copicos or something like that. And you can only find them in random shops. And they're the sort of things that, like, if you ever get an 80-year-old like taxi driver, he'll have them in his,
Yes.
you know,
You're a fascinating individual
thanks.
in that, like,
No, that'll do. Let's
no.
move on.
Let's dig into this. Like, you know, you sort of revealed this when we did that Hague's unboxing that you eat freckles for breakfast.
Yes. Yeah.
But like, you're a little what I don't know what the word is, but it's like you love taste. You're a real sensationalist. You love life flavors, don't you? You really love, like, you'll have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, taste a bit of this, taste a bit of that. Like, do you reckon taste is your favorite of all your senses?
Oh, good question.
Because you do. Like, I always, you know, whenever I would go around to your place, you've always got like just a one, like a kombucha, like an interesting kombucha. It's not like
I do like to
you
taste
just little
things.
tastes of things, but little things. It's just like a smorgasbord of little flavors.
My favorite way of eating is to go to a restaurant like where you can share the food,
Yeah.
because then I can have a taste of everything. I've said before, my favorite way to eat foods is finger food, and that
Yeah.
is not just because of the eating the small portions, but it's more about the idea
bread
that you can eat
the bread
variety
flavors.
of
Yeah.
portions. I love to go to an event where there is more than one thing. Like the idea of sitting down to a fixed meal
Mm.
is something that is okay. That's fine. Like, I don't mind a fixed meal, but like the idea of being at a thing where there are a whole row of like foods and whatever that you can choose from.
Mm.
You know, I like the buffet.
Do you-
Even when I was like,
Do you go to ice cream shops and you'll get some samples?
I'm not a sample person.
Okay.
I don't agree with
Ooh.
samples.
Why not? That's interesting.
The inconvenience to other people.
Oh, you feel bad about people in line behind you.
Uh-huh.
But that's part of the
But
part of
not
the deal.
for me. No, make a decision.
But
Also,
how are you meant to make a decision? If
Also,
you've
what
never
am I
tried
doing?
it?
I don't like. See, I feel like samples are for people who are having.
I'm talking about like a
I understand what you're saying. Like, I see people getting samples all the time, and I understand that it is a recognized part of the culture that everybody is fine with.
Yeah.
But I am not, and that's fine. We can all live just different lives.
Sure. Okay.
In my world, I don't like to sample things, even when the sample is offered in that regard.
That's interesting.
Because
But someone who's a taster,
yeah,
the sample is built
Nah.
for you.
no, it isn't though. You know what the sample's built for?
What?
People who are just going there once a year. They need a sample. You've got a lot on the line.
You're a
I'm going to get to it all.
connoisseur.
I'm like, I'll get to all this. I don't need to
Right.
choose
Oh,
between
I like
it
that.
now.
That's actually a bit of a power
Yeah.
move.
I'll be like, yeah, I'll get to that.
Yeah, I'm going to tub
I'll
that.
try that next time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm coming back.
I'm coming
If this
back,
one's
baby.
good, I'll
I'm
come
here for
back
the
and I'll
long
try
haul.
that next time.
You're a keeper.
But
is
I'm not
what you
running
are.
for election. I'm not going to taste them all and go, oh, I like that one
Oh
the
my
best.
God.
No, I'm a person who's going to go in and say, this is what I would like to try today. Thank you. I have evaluated, I have read your description. I have looked at what it looks like. I have
I'm gonna
evaluated in my
chance my
mind what
hand.
it is that I like and what sort of day that I'm having.
That's a
And then
fucking-
I'm
you're
going
you're a
to
wild man.
choose based on that.
So you think you can confidently go into like an ice cream
No.
shop, read the board, look at the, you know, they're saying, hey, this is a new thing for this month.
Mhm.
It's pistachio with cherry and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, you can calculate in your mind what that might taste like and make a decision based on that.
Yep.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. It hasn't been tested under laboratory
Do you get
conditions to
annoyed
know
though
if-
where you get it wrong? Have you ordered something and gone like, ugh, why did I order that? That's not what I was wanting.
No,
I get shitty when I order food that I don't like.
I don't think that I've ever ordered anything that I don't like. I know what sort of things that I absolutely don't like. But
Okay.
say, for example, that I was going to go and get some fancy gelato that, like, the whole idea, it was like goats. The base was goat's cheese
Oh,
gelato or
okay.
something, right?
I was going to say goat meat.
It's goat meat. Yeah.
Goat
Like,
meat
that's
ice
it. It's
cream.
like goat meat. I'd be like, that's
Mutton.
not for me. But goat cheese is for me.
Yeah.
See, that's an example of me being able to differentiate between what
Well
it is
done.
that I would like.
You are a
versus
connoisseur.
what I wouldn't like. Goat meat, thumbs down.
Goat cheese, two thumbs up. The goat's udder to prompt the milk to come out to make the cheese.
So they stick 2 thumbs up. That's how the cheese comes out. So
Yeah.
anyway, right. So I went in, had the thing. My problem was there wasn't enough of it. Like I liked what it was in the flavor. Like I liked the idea because it was goat's cheese then paired with whatever the rest of the flavor of the ice cream was. And I was like, oh, that'll be great with like a goat's cheese style gelato base. Like, because the goat's cheese will play off against the like raspberry or whatever it was that was like on top of it. But then it was just a bit plain. So a bit plain isn't a defeat.
Okay.
Like I can walk away from
That's your baseline.
I can walk away from, oh, that was pretty nice.
Yeah.
It just wasn't in my imagination what I thought it was going to be.
There's a restaurant near me that does a dessert. I don't know what it's kind of based on, if it's like a, but it's like your a toasted meringue topping, like a marshmallow meringue topping, and then within that is quite a tart sort of berry compote, but cold, chilled, so the berry almost frozen, and then with like a crispy biscuit base around it. So yeah, you got the marshmallow with the compote and then the biscuit, and it is. Well, the first few times I had it, I'm like, this is the greatest dessert I've ever had in my life. Like, to the point where I was rushing through dinner. Like, I go there, eat my dinner as fast as I could so I could get to the dessert. I would order like multiples because I knew that Gemma and Iona wouldn't get through theirs. And this was my scam to go, oh, you're not going to finish that? Oh, more for me.
All right.
But then I broke it. I went to, I
Too much.
too much.
Yeah.
And then it stopped being special.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
If you make it an everyday treat, this is one of the things that I can be guilty of, is if I find something that I love, I can go, I know that thing is so good, I will get it. But I am more often rewarded by, like, you don't have to take wild swings. This is, I think, the thing that, like, sometimes it's just about what sort of day is it today? Or I've already had a coffee and a chocolate, so maybe I'll try something that's got like a lemon or a citrus or like a blueberry in it. Like, you just got to know yourself.
Yeah.
You know what you got to be? A little mindful.
Yeah.
Little mind, like, so so this actually weaves in a couple of things that I wanted to talk about on this episode. I did a bit of sizzle on the last episode, which was, one, biscuits. I've been eating biscuits outside the podcast.
You son of a bitch.
It's got to stop.
That's content.
It's got to stop, man. I can't be eating so many social biscuits, like, because it's all getting mixed up. I don't know where the podcast like finishes and my
You
real
don't want to
life
be the
begins.
biscuit guy. You don't be known as the biscuit guy. Oh, here comes Wil Anderson. He loves biscuits.
Oh, you know what? I'm not actually against that.
Okay.
I would be fine with people going,
Wil
hey,
Anderson, comedian,
yeah, biscuit lover.
biscuit lover,
Yeah. Writer.
podcaster. Still doesn't make the top
No,
four.
TV host.
TV host, podcaster.
Best-selling author.
Asterix.
Podcast. So I was in Tasmania doing shows, and we went to a bakery in Tasmania, and Hobart, by the way, has become Hobart and Launceston, two of the bloody coolest places. Like, it's so hip, so many good like food and coffee, and just such a nice time. But I hadn't been to Launceston for so long. But anyway, went to this bakery in Hobart, got a white chocolate and macadamia and apricot cookie, and
Seems like a lot.
it was one of the, yeah, right? Like, it seems like a thing that there was 4 of them in a packet. Like, you could buy the 4 in a packet. That packet did not last 24 hours. The whole 4.
You like
Because
the
it
Cookie
was
Monster?
so, like, honestly, I was like, oh, if this is nice, I can maybe take one back and we'll do it on the pod. No.
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, if we were ever
Fruit is nature's candy, Will.
if we were ever to do this biscuit on the podcast, because I'm going to have to Google like what the name of the place was and track this down. I've not done it purposely because I know if there's a way you can order them, I will just like I will just spend all my money on
Yeah.
these biscuits. They were so
That's what the
delicious.
Patreon's going towards.
Yeah.
Will ordering apricot macadamia biscuits,
Right, they
white
were
chocolate.
so delicious. These things, like ridiculously delicious.
I don't you find though with white chocolate that like it's such an indulgence. It's so sweet.
Yeah.
Like when you add white chocolate to anything, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, like this is.
Well, you know what they've done a good job of that we talk about a lot. And again, we can save it for when we do it on the podcast, but they will need to be sent directly to the studio or to you because I cannot be trusted with them, is what I'm saying. Like they've got a kind of cornflakey
Ooh,
kind of
now I'm in.
texture that like they've done the thing that we admire, which is they've been restrained on the sweetness.
Mm.
They've got a lot of sweet elements, so they haven't overplayed their hand of like too much
The
sweetness,
base,
right?
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good biscuit. Anyway,
Okay.
was watching a TV show called Love is Blind. Have you ever seen the TV show Love is Blind?
No.
Amy, have you ever seen Love is Blind, the TV show
I know
Love is
of
Blind?
it. I've never watched it.
It's a popular Netflix reality show. It's a dating show.
Mm.
Well,
It's not Love in the Dark, is it? No, there wasn't the one where people go into a room that was completely there's no lights on or something,
I think
and
that
you had
was
to
cancelled real
and
quick
you had to get to know each
for
other
legal reasons.
in the dark
I think
or
that
something
was
like that, which is
a lot of HR issues on that show, I believe.
Love in the Dark, Love
Yeah.
After Dark.
Yeah.
No, Love is Blind. Someone is seeing impaired.
Well, actually, in a bit of a twist in the latest series, because I've only just started watching this show. The latest series, when we are speaking, has wrapped about a week ago. So everybody would have seen the big reunion show and whatever of Love is Blind. But I'm happy to talk you through Love is Blind
Yeah,
if,
go.
if you would like to hear about Love is Blind. So in this recent series, someone who is losing their sight.
Okay.
But the conceit of the show is your kind of traditional like start, bunch of singles, pretty kind of like 35 to 24, 25, that sort of age group seems to be like what they're going for. Definitely some hot people,
Mm.
but like not
reality
not
show.
temptation. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, definitely kind of glamorous and like a bit, but not like, because the whole premise of the show is you are not going to see the person before you decide that you're going to get married to the person. So they're in pods. They do
Okay.
these long, not podcasts, in actual pods. It'd be great if they were just doing
Oh,
podcasts
so
together.
it's not
So-
people are sight impaired.
No one's
Oh,
signed
I
that.
honestly thought that
Yeah.
was
No,
the-
no.
Oh, okay.
No, so
They just don't get to see.
the boys and the girls are in separate houses. There is a warehouse, I assume, but like a studio that is set up where they have these basically the size of this studio. It's got a couch in it, whatever, and then there's like a screen. So imagine this wall is a screen there, and then the other person you're talking to is on that side of the screen, but you can't see them. And so they just spend days going on dates. These blind, like
right.
literally blind dates where you can't see the other person, and then they choose based on their connection with the person whether they're going to propose to them or not, sight unseen.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the first bit of the show,
Ah.
right? So how do you think you go in that for a start?
I often find that I am drawn to things about someone's personality. Like I love people who are funny, so I think that I would be easily tricked into falling in love with someone that I'm not physically attracted to if they had a really good personality.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they consider it a trick on this show. I think they believe it's part of the beauty of the human experience.
No.
that you can get to intellectually love somebody, and then
what you're attracted to
Yeah.
is a
But you see it as a
complex
trick.
combination. It's a trick.
You say it as a scam. Everything's a scam, Will. It's what you always say.
You said, love is blind. Love is a scam.
Yeah, love is a scam.
Um,
Can be, actually.
but yeah, I think that I would probably be drawn towards the person who is the funniest.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And how does it work? Like, do people like how do they
Great.
know who they're talking
Good
to?
questions.
And,
They don't.
Okay.
Well, they do. Yeah, you can say your name and
But
whatever
how do
you
you
do and whatever.
how do you pursue a conversation? Like, are they given one-on-one time, or do they all
Yeah,
go
it's
into...
all one-on-one time.
Oh, okay.
So
right. So you have
we
your
all
go
like.
with
So
each
say there's
person.
like 10 people. I don't know how many there is, but let's
Yeah.
say there's 10 guys and 10 girls, just to say for the sake of convenience. It normally narrows down. Well, again, know so little about this. I only know bits and pieces about how it works, but I've seen enough now to kind of take a guess that this is the formula of how it works most times, right? They're only going to end up following maybe 1, 2, 3 couples in total. So the first part is like you're eliminating a bunch of stuff and whatever.
Boring.
And I believe they go in over 10 days or something at the start.
So in 10 days, they're
10
going to
days.
find their future husband or wife.
To propose to somebody at the end of those 10 days, or
Not enough time.
So, but it's full time, and so what you might do is you all go on a first date with each other, all 10, and then you start to go, oh, okay, well, I can rule out like 6 of them already, just based after that.
Based on accent.
So then you would...
South African accent, big turn off.
Charlie, you would not believe how often racism comes into this show. Like there is a part of it that is obviously like people are like, I'm not going to tell. There was like on this particular season, there was literally an example of like this guy whose whole thing was like the women I want to date don't like to date Asian guys, and I'm an Asian guy, and I wanted to come on this show because like I want someone to fall in love with me, and like and then like I think they'll be fine with it. And I was like, oh, this isn't a problem. Like, well, surely this is not a thing, and whatever. Anyway, that's exactly what happens on the show. Yeah, like.
And were they able to tell from his accent? Or
no. As in, like in the reveal,
oh my God.
it's exactly what happens. Yeah, it's like it wasn't far from it.
Oh no!
Like, yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yes, but most of the time,
I want to watch it.
Yeah, it's compelling regardless because okay, so here's what happens: if they think they've like made enough of a connection with someone to either propose to them or at least want to continue in this reality television experiment for a little while, because of course it is an experiment, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
But this one I will say, I've got a bit of time for this show because I think they do some elements of it that some of the other shows don't do, which I quite like, which is firstly the conceit of just getting to know somebody based on their personality. I don't know, that seems like, a pretty reasonable thing to start with. And then, so if you do propose, what happens is then there's this reveal. So this is the bit where you become, like when you watch the Olympics and you've seen like diving 3 times and you're like, I know what they do. Yeah. Well, it's like that on this show with body language.
Right.
Because you are looking for
tells,
every clue, every tell. It shows you how bad you'd be at being a cop or
poker player.
And also, like it's edited, of course, so often you're watching it with 2 eyes, which is like one of them is, what do I think's going on? And the other one is like, what do I think a reality TV producer would edit this package to? Are they trying to distract me from the... But the body language at the start is so often what tends to just happen immediately after, which is an interesting thing to me, that if like they are immediately uncomfortable with each other, it's hard for them to recover from that when they see each other and meet each other.
But it is a whole thing of starting it again, because you can have like people on this podcast, people who listen to this podcast for years would go, oh, I finally saw what you look like. And it's like, that's not who I thought I was listening to. And it's a real adjustment. And then they have to recalibrate.
And some people
the person
can't
they had
get
in
their head around that. Like they try. I think most people try not to imagine what the other person looks like for that reason. And they've all gone into it with that idea of like, I'm not going to find out what this other person looks like for this reason. But some do. Some really try to find out and get that information.
Oh, so you can do that? Can you ask them, what do you look like?
Yeah. But some people don't want to answer that. And they want to like kind of give more into the idea of, what it is, right?
Are you hot? That's the only thing I want to know. Are you hot?
It's often like, it's funny to me, the questions they think that are clearly what the question is, are you hot? But it's like, I own like 6 pairs of swimmers. How many bikinis you own?
Yeah.
Like,
go to the gym?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I love working out every day.
Every day. Don't like carbs. Do not like carbs.
My favorite biscuit is made of spelt. So, all right. So once this happens, they see each other. Then It's fun times.
Okay.
You know where we're going, Charlie?
No, on a date.
Mexico.
Mexico. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Immediately we're going to Mexico.
Is this an American show? Or an
Yeah.
Aust-
Well,
Oh,
so they go to an American city. It's a
Okay.
Netflix show, so it's like an international
Okay.
property. But it's popular. It's one of those things that when it comes out, it like a lot of the Netflix conversation and whatever around reality TV. It was one of those things that I'd heard about for years but never seen.
Mm. Do you know,
And
just on a
yeah.
sidebar, do you know what the biggest streaming channel is? The biggest streaming network?
The biggest streaming network.
Double
Interesting.
its nearest
Double
competitor.
anything else. The biggest streaming network. Is it an entertainment network?
Yeah. Yeah.
Entertainment adjacent.
It's a platform, streaming
It's a
platform.
platform.
By far.
By far, double. Some
Yeah.
sort of space thing. No.
Mm. Well, I'll
some
tell you,
sort of-
Netflix is number 2.
Yeah, okay. But so it can't be another like Netflix
Well, it's
style thing. Though.
they don't just do Netflix.
Yeah.
They don't just do that.
No, they do.
It's pretty obvious.
News?
One of the biggest video
Oh,
platforms.
is it Amazon?
YouTube?
YouTube.
YouTube
Okay.
is by far and away the biggest streaming platform.
Sorry, I thought I would have said YouTube, but I kind of was thinking it was a trick question.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
I-
it is kind of a trick question.
yeah.
I was surprised by that.
Oh,
So
yeah, for me, well,
people
'cause we've
consume
seen,
more
yeah,
entertainment
YouTube,
on
yes.
YouTube than anything, which is, I mean, it sounds like it's surprising, but then I think about how my viewing habits have changed over the last 2 years, and there's so much stuff that I consume on YouTube.
I thought about it recently when somebody was like, "You don't have YouTube Premium," and I was like, "Yeah." Why do I have all these other streamers when I'm always on YouTube? Particularly because like so much stand up has moved to YouTube. Like that
Yeah,
seems
but
to be
even
the place where.
but even podcasts, I will
Yeah.
listen to podcasts now, like Weekly Planet. I'll just go to their YouTube channel and listen to it, and it's like I use it as a multi entertainment platform now. It's not just streaming. But sorry, I'll get back to your thing.
Yeah,
but
that's
then,
okay.
well, but then I've been sent all this stuff recently by producers and stuff. So have you heard of like vertical dramas, like vertical entertainment? So, you know, you shoot something on your phone, you do it landscape, which is like the letterbox, or you
Yeah.
shoot it vertical, which is upright.
Yeah.
So people are creating. It used to be the idea was you don't want to make a video longer than 3 minutes on YouTube. Now it's a minute. And so people are making serialized drama.
Yeah.
It's huge in China apparently.
Okay.
1 minute episodes,
Great.
serialized that go for however long. And so I think in Hollywood now they're pivoting towards
Yeah.
they're actually shooting on these cameras which are formatted to vertical portrait format. So you're going apparently in China it's a $10 billion industry.
Yeah.
And now studios are working out, well, we're not making money through cinemas anymore. Netflix isn't making nearly as much money or getting as much eyeballs as YouTube. So there's this pivot towards, well, how do we make 1 minute dramas?
Oh.
And then I was like, as a little thought experiment,
Yeah.
I was like,
And imagine if you put 30 of them in a row and release them all.
Yeah,
and you could watch like 30 minutes. Of
I know.
dramas.
but it's the attention economy. It's the way
Yeah.
people consume. Like they want to create more and more people are watching entertainment on their phones. And I was like, how do you? I was like, all the ideas that I've got kicking around. I was like, what have I got that I could do?
What
in
do
one,
you have?
one
Have you got anything?
I do have one
Yeah.
that could be 1 minute episodes,
Ah.
but it's more like, you know how the films that normally win Chop Fest are more
Yeah.
or less sketches
Mm.
because that fits that 7 minute format better. You know, you set up, joke, payoff, whatever. That is what I think these series are.
That is the 4-step comedy process. Set up, joke, payoff, whatever.
Move on, swipe to the next bit of entertainment.
Yeah.
But apparently the ones that are doing the best aren't just sketches. They're actually like Neighbours, you know, like a serialized drama, which is the, you know, life and loves of.
Yeah.
But a minute seems way too short, right? To
is.
invest.
Too short.
But it's not because they're getting eyeballs on it.
Mm.
Or is it some
is
kind
it?
of
Just because, like,
Pavlovian response? It's like, oh, this thing's in front of me. I'm just going to watch it,
Oh.
but not absorb any of it, and then scroll the next bit of
I
entertainment.
mean, a million flies will land on a dog shit, but it doesn't actually mean that dog shit is.
But studios are trying to work out how to
Oh.
stay afloat, and this is where I think, well, not where I think, this is where it seems to be going, is in the same way we've talked about music is getting shorter and shorter. You got to TikTok your song so it can be used on that platform. That is what's happening with drama. No one is watching TV, and we need to make it shorter and faster and more digestible. And so I think like the next big TV show is going to be 1 minute episodes. It's
I mean,
4,000 1 minute episodes.
it is going to be, but what then? What, 30-second episodes
Well, that's
and
what I could
20-second
wonder.
episodes and 10-second
1
episodes and
second
1 second
episodes.
episode?
Well, we'll have Neuralinks, and so
Okay.
we'll just have the entire story
Alright.
injected into our
Okay,
heads.
good luck. Well done. That'll go great.
Yeah,
Like all Elon Musk's other stuff, I
until it
imagine.
explodes. Your brain catches
So your
fire.
brain catches fire because you had one thought about helping other people. And so you set up a trap in your... Like, here's the thing. There's a time where me suggesting that Elon Musk would use Neuralink to control people's thoughts if he didn't like what they were thinking would seem like a
Paranoid.
dystopian, like, idea. But, like, just based on the available evidence that we have at hand, that should at least be something that we go, hey, are we sure this isn't going to happen? Don't we think that it's a problem that at this important stage of human evolution, the worst people possible are in charge of it?
Yeah, I think that is a bit of an issue.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I just think I'm not saying that I'm against the idea that we will evolve as human beings, although I would argue that, like, the human being part of that we should be emphasizing a little bit more than maybe we are at the moment.
Yeah, but then...
Like, why do we necessarily think that the next stage of human evolution needs to be this technological evolution of us? Like, did we all agree that that's what we want to be as humans?
No, but I think what happened is a very small group of people based around that Silicon Valley movement got incredibly wealthy.
Yeah,
and
did too much DMT
and lost their fucking
their
minds.
They got
And
too much money.
You saw that clip
and
of
they got
Peter
to-
Thiel talking about he's completely off the reservation, talking about the Antichrist and
Yes.
stuff. But when asked the question of, like, is it, if people have to die in order for this AI to progress, is that worth it? And it wasn't a blanket, no, of course not. Human life is sacrosanct. It's like, well, it's like, hang on, that's not good. That should be a big red flag to everyone.
Like, there was at one stage in human history, and I'm not saying that, like, this is a good system, but drugs and people's capacity to earn wealth were at a level where if you didn't enough drugs, you didn't have any money left for your dumb ideas.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Now
you
it's
could
the
come up
opposite.
with whatever dumb ideas you wanted by doing enough drugs. But other than a couple of, like, big Hollywood movies that were fueled by cocaine binges and ideas or whatever, like, most of the time you ran out of money or drugs before. But now, like, Elon Musk is like, I mean,
He's going to have $1 trillion
Right.
soon.
And so why wouldn't he just be on ketamine all day long or whatever and just go make whatever decisions he wants to make?
I mean, that's when you do kind of, I don't believe in it, but that's where you do want some kind of afterlife. Like, that's where you do want some consequences, like, because he will never feel...
Or could we have consequences now?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. He's going to be too wealthy that he'll never... I mean, this is the thing. Like, if you're trying
but that's the
if you're
problem,
trying to teach
right?
ethics to your kids, if
yeah.
you're trying to
by the way,
say-
the worst people always win.
succeed and never face any consequences.
They never will, because now we've given them so much power that they can never be overthrown by the positions they hold in society. They are literally too big to fail.
But then there's always revolution, isn't it? Isn't that what history's
I don't want
taught
a
us?
revolution, though.
It's
Just an evolution, baby.
Not us. We'll stay in the
Nah.
studio. Well, everyone else is out fighting, bringing
Yeah.
about regime change.
I mean,
we'll
hey,
stay here
listen
making
to this
jokes,
episode.
talking
We
about
were-
biscuits.
We were here. We were here on the front line, pointing out the problems and doing nothing about it. And we've been fighting this fight. I mean,
Hopefully, the revolution will be televised, or at least streamed onto our phones.
in 1 minute
1
episodes of the revolution.
Can someone just sum it up for me?
The
in this snappy
revolution will
video?
be serialized in 1 minute fucking vertical videos. Fuck this world. Fuck the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
No,
so
but I think-
love is blind.
Love is blind. So,
Love is blind. So, tell me about this show while the world's burning. Right.
it is. Well, this is what I mean, though. This is the part of the role that this show has absolutely been playing in my life, which is while things are going badly, and going through some personal stuff too that's been challenging. There's been need of relief, right?
Yes,
Like something.
good.
But the thing that I've enjoyed about this show is that up until this point, it kind of has a little bit of just your standard sort of reality TV dating show about it. You've had that reveal. Then they go to Mexico, and then This show absolutely does not shy away from the fact that they are then in sexual relationships with each other. Like mostly, there was a couple who decided not to, or well, one of them decided not to, and the other
Right.
one absolutely respected that, so, which is what you absolutely should
And
do.
I'm just going to go to the office.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
come in for half an hour.
Yeah, I mean, if he'd had his say, like he vote. Look, the vote was tied.
Yeah.
But he, as he should have, respected
Conceded.
that was like that was
The will of the people.
Yes, exactly. Everyone has their own autonomy, and
Yeah.
he respected that.
Good.
They didn't get married in the end, so he really didn't. Spoilers. Sorry, I shouldn't spoil it. But anyway, so
Was that a religious belief? Is that why they didn't have sex before?
no, there was a
Just wanted to take it slow.
there was a woman in the show who in previous relationships she had gone quickly,
Yeah.
and she
never
wanted
worked out.
a bit of a different sort of vibe.
Yeah.
It was fair. It was all. But the show's really good because they do actually talk about all those things, and it's not.
All right. So he's just in the diary room going, my balls are blue.
I mean,
They're so blue.
kind of.
Yeah. Big brother, I need
mean,
some help.
Not exactly. It's like this is not Big Brother, mate.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm in the
oh,
wrong
yeah.
room. The wrong room. Help me, someone.
So then they all go off to Mexico together, right? And then we see how that goes. We see if they have chemistry in real life.
Yeah.
And it turns out some of them don't.
Okay.
There was a series
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, right? Once they get out of the house, some of them
That
don't.
makes sense
Yeah.
though, right? Because it's like, that's what I mean about a relationship is more than just like, it can't be contained to just one thing. It's like the whole, the gamut of everything. And you can have a long distance
Yeah.
relationship, which seems wonderful and great, and you're on the phone and stuff because it's not real. But then
Yes.
once you're together, you've got to take in everything about it. So I imagine that you could have a flawless relationship, behind a screen where you're not actually forced to interact with each other.
There was this.
And you could bullshit a lot better about who you are when someone's not looking at you dead in the eye.
So I've been watching this earlier season because this was like I watched the most recent, and I was like, okay, well, watch an
go
earlier
back.
season and like see if it's the similar sort of what else. And so there was this guy in this earlier season, and his whole thing was how much he loved America, right? So
As in, I'm a proud
he
American.
loves America, like as in, but every day he'd just have like he was a firefighter,
Yeah.
and he'd have American flag socks, or he'd bring in like a
Oh, okay.
towel that was like American colored, or he had like his pillows in his bed were like
Loves
the colors of
America.
America, which I consider to be a red, white, and blue flag.
Yeah, totally.
But he loved America a lot, and it turns out,
And he was saying this when he was behind the screen. He was, I love America.
but he was a very quiet guy, but pauses in the pod when you're there for an hour or whatever, and you might be having, because they'll have like a dinner together or whatever, where they're both having the same food or something
Talking.
like that, talking and
Yeah.
like just getting to know each other, and those sort of pauses when you're doing something like that are probably fine. But when you're in real life, when they met in real life, and in between the pauses, she realized he's got nothing else to say, and he's got a big dumb face that looks like he's always like holding back a joke. Like it can just change that thing of going. Like those pauses
You're suddenly
seemed
getting the visual
like,
element.
you were imagining something else happening in the pauses that is not what is happening.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're
that's
like,
right.
"Oh."
He's doing push-ups,
Yeah.
doing curls.
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
it is,
right?
But no, he's just got a big dumb face.
Yeah. Yes. Look at his big dumb face.
yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. I haven't really thought about the visual
Yeah.
component.
So they get to Mexico, often hook up a lot
Mm.
like that, have a bit of a mixer, talk to the other couples because they've never interacted with each other before.
Yeah.
And then this is the bit where I think it's really interesting. They take them back because they're all from the same city. So like the first one I watched was like, I don't know what, Houston or whatever. And then like Seattle or whatever. So so they all can kind of, they can't even know each other, but they try not to. But that's kind of can happen because they're all from the same town.
Mm.
So then they take them back and they find a neutral place. So they don't live in either of like your houses. So say you've met someone on this show, you go back to where you both live, but there's a neutral like place where you have your apartment together, but you go back to your lives. So you go back to your job and like your life, and they see your mates and your friends and your hours and like what it would like to be actually in a relationship with these people. And that's the next stage. And that really sorts some shit out.
Yeah. That would sort the
And
wheat
they
from
do
the
a bunch
chaff.
of that before they then have this like wedding ceremony where like you go down the aisle and you say I do or you don't, and that's like
All these reality shows
Yeah.
where there's a wedding at the end, like a Married at First Sight type thing, because I haven't watched any of them. Like,
Well, Married at First Sight, I will tell you, the wedding's at the start.
Okay.
It's at first sight.
Oh yeah, right. Of course. Oh, so is that what happens at Married at First Sight?
Get
Is
married
they get
straight
married
away.
and then we see
Then we
how,
say.
if this was a
Yeah.
good idea or
Yeah.
not.
And
So
it never is.
So with all these arguments
Mm.
around who can get married or not, I
Yeah.
know that gay marriage has been legalized here, but it seems like in America things might be going
Who
backwards.
knows? Yeah.
But the sanctity of marriage, the idea that it is a game show prize, like
Well,
I would have thought.
you know what's interesting about this is, yeah, and I agree with what you're
Well,
saying.
it's two things. It's like
Yeah.
one, it's like okay, are we valuing marriage? But the other thing is also like, is marriage even? I would have thought in a progressive modern society that maybe marriage is not really considered that big a deal as well. Like you can view it both ways, right? It can either be this is debasing the sanctity of a union between a man and a woman or whatever,
Yeah.
or you could view it as being like, oh, that's marriage. 50% of marriages end in divorce, so this is no real bigger commitment. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's got both of those. This one's got both of those things wrapped up in it. Where I
Okay.
think because there are
so some people are kind of whatever.
and often there are members of family. Some people you get the feeling that they wanted to be on reality TV, and some people are genuinely very serious about it.
Mm.
And I think there often becomes a conflict in those sort of things. So they have this decision, but then they do a reunion show a year and a half after.
Right. Oh, that's interesting.
So good, right?
Yeah.
Because then you get to see if like the people who got married actually stayed together, if like
And
other
what's
people
it
have hooked
roughly? Do you
don't
think?
know what the stats are over, but the series I watched, um, one couple ended up getting married and they were still together at the
Ah.
reunion and very happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
One couple out of the whole series, and in the other one I watched, no couples got married. At the
Yeah,
end.
right.
They all just went nah,
So,
which I didn't mind.
And
It didn't
and
actually.
who pays for the divorce?
They didn't get it, well, because they don't. They've only.
Oh,
this
you
was-
only get this. Is
you-
not
this
married
is
at
the
first
actual
sight.
proper
This is the other way
marriage.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the one where it's like literally as you're walking up the aisle. So they'll be in the dress or anyway, I'm not an expert on this show, but like
No, it sounds like you are.
Yeah, I know. I've quite enjoyed it. Anyway, that's my Love is Blind.
Oh,
That's
no,
my
it's
review
interesting.
of Love is Blind.
That's interesting. I find like Gemma and I, we eloped, and that was more of a like we had never really talked about being married as it being like a something that we fantasized about, or we couldn't wait to get married. It wasn't really important to either of us. We were going to get married because at that point Gemma was going to be overseas for a while. And so I went to visit her and we thought, oh, this would be a nice little thing for
Yeah.
us. We're just going to go do it on the sly. In the end, we had a few friends come over but it was interesting how my attitude towards being a husband, I used to just not pay much mind to it. And if we stayed together unmarried forever, then that would have been fine as well. But then when I did get married, I was like, oh, I like this. I like the idea of like it being, is this the right word, codified or whatever the correct terminology is for, or
You're saying that
formalized.
basically, as you've always said to me off air, de facto relationships are not real relationships, and you stand by that.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just more you know what, actually, the only difference that it really made is we'd been 12 years dating, I think, before we got married. It felt much, as I pushed into my late 30s when we got married, it made more sense to refer to her as my wife than my girlfriend.
Well, you love doing that Borat bit too.
My wife. Finally.
You love it. You're like, thank God.
I could finally do it.
You did it at the wedding.
But I've got a
right?
lot of friends who are in de facto relationships who have like, from the outside, like traditional, they've got kids, a house together, share bank accounts, all that kind of stuff. But they're not husband and wife. But then I just will generally refer to them, if I'm talking about other people, as being husband and wife because it's a shorter hand than. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I absolutely understand. I don't want to go into the details around it, but I always referred to the major split of my relationship, my life, as the divorce.
Yeah,
despite
right.
the fact that we were
because it's a shorthand.
because it was like
it helps people understand.
Yeah.
I mean, I think when you refer to your girlfriend in your. Like if I was to refer to my girlfriend now, people
would
would
call
think,
the cops.
Yeah,
They'd be like,
or he's
"Firstly,
having a
we'll call
midlife.
Gemma."
He's having a midlife. It's a
Who's his
midlife
girlfriend?
crisis. He's separated and he's got a girlfriend.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it would seem strange. I think I'd like to check that show out. I do find that fascinating.
I think it's just a fun one to watch. with somebody to like, you can talk during it.
Yeah.
It's one of those sort of shows.
You,
But
you interviewed coming up on Will TV Mel Tresina. Is it Tresina?
yeah, Mel Tresina.
And so she's hosting the new Big
Big
Brother, right? Did she
Brother.
talk about that
We
at
did
all?
talk about it quite a lot. Yeah.
So what I'm fascinated by Big
Liked
Brother.
her a lot, by the way. I've never met Mel Tresina in real life, but
Don't know her
always
at all.
had enjoyed her on Cheap Seats was the only place I'd
Yeah.
really seen her. And then on Have You Been Paying Attention a couple of times, which I really admired because I was like, oh, like to go on a show with like some really funny comedians that they have on, Have You Been Paying Attention? Some of the sharpest minds in the country. And then you're someone who wasn't raised in comedy. Just,
And hold your own.
Yeah, I think really fascinating chat with Mel on the pod.
Because Big Brother in this day and age, like, that was the grandfather of all kind of like
Yes.
reality
The big
shows.
original one,
Yeah.
of course.
And so where, like, I can't remember what I was reading, but it was, I think it was an ex-Big Brother housemate from like the first or second season, one of the early ones, talking about coming out of the house and being famous and not
Yes,
really having an
'cause they didn't
awareness
know.
of that. And then it became a
Yeah.
pathway. Oh, you want a career in the media,
Yeah.
do a reality show. And that seems to be for all reality shows now, right? Is if you want to, you do the reality show, you start a podcast, you get your Instagram account or whatever, and then you can maybe forge yourself a media career.
I agree.
Is that still the case though? Like, because if everyone's going in with the same agenda, which is like,
I want to have a breakfast
'cause
radio job.
yeah, the appeal of Big Brother back in the early days was like, oh, ordinary people being filmed, forgetting about the cameras after a while, and then being themselves, and that was that voyeuristic kind of
I'd be
thing.
very interested to see how they cast it
Yeah,
because the great success of it back in the day was that you would have very ordinary people. Like we live in an age now where obviously we live in a context where everybody can do their own Big Brother every day. The idea
it's
that
true.
you would be filmed and broadcast to everybody is not special when somebody's sitting on their Twitch stream for 12 hours a day or whatever it might be. So you have to reimagine that idea in a modern context. And I think for me, like I don't know, we didn't talk about the specifics of how they cast it or that sort of thing, but I would love to see it more in that Gogglebox style, voyeuristic. I love looking. One of the things I love about Gogglebox is you get to look into everybody's living room.
Yeah.
And you go, look at all these different people. They all are doing this similar thing, but they all do it in a slightly different way. And that is like interesting and charming and tells us what it's like to be a human, that we can do shared experiences in different ways. And that's fun. I think Big Brother could still be really good at that, but I do worry that it'll just be full of
People auditioning.
people who want to be on Love Island next.
Yeah. Well, there is a pathway now, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's like a reality
Yeah,
show
the
kind
circuit,
of
an
ecosystem.
influencer ecosystem. And that is also where the media infrastructure is, and in some really positive and cool ways. I was talking to, speaking of a guest that I've had on the podcast, so I was talking to a comedian coming up, Luke Kidgel. Do you know who Luke Kidgel is? Yeah, okay. So Luke Kidgel is a comedian from Diamond Creek in Victoria, and still lives in Diamond Creek. In fact, only made it ever 2 suburbs away from Diamond Creek. But he is also internationally famous from like doing stuff online, TikTok in particular, but like all sorts of stuff. But he's a stand-up comedian, and he has one of his videos back in the day that he made. Got picked up by a few of those Lad Bible and
Oh, by the way, we've just cracked 1 million views
oh,
for a bit of one of our social videos.
1 million views.
The Elias
Yeah.
video where he talked about his mother being struck by lightning. So does that mean, Amy, young person, we'll throw to you,
Yes.
have we gone viral? If we have 1 million
I would
views
say so.
on an Instagram video,
Well, I'm gonna just tell you how many views Luke Kidgel has had on one of his videos.
1 billion or something?
500 million. 500
Jesus Christ.
million.
And that's probably like one of
That's-
several videos that he's had.
More. He said it was one of those ones that just at the right time, the Lad Bibles and all those aggregator sites were around, and every 3 months they'd republish it. It just had a universal topic. It was something like simple, like him not obeying signs. So
Right.
like, this sign says this and he wasn't obeying. Like it was just a kind of simple idea that was easily shared and whatever. But he said, about 500 million views.
And
that
because
it's had.
did he monetize that?
I
Can
don't
he
know if you
monetize
can
that?
always like.
No.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think directly
No,
necessarily.
but you raise your profile
Yeah,
and
I
that
don't-
leads to other
I don't
opportunities.
know.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But yeah.
Well,
Wow.
What we should go around filming ourselves
So
looking at
our
signs
million's
and
pretty
not
good.
doing it.
Let's pat ourselves on the back for that.
Well,
million,
Elias,
mate. That was pretty
he
good.
messaged me to go, like he hadn't checked in for a while, and he messaged me to go, I just checked the video, it's over 1 million views. Are we viral? And I was like, I don't know. I think technically that would make us a viral video. The funny thing about it though, because if you read the comments, firstly, there's a bunch of people asking, why are those two old men laughing when this guy's telling him about his mother being struck by lightning? Why are they laughing? This isn't funny. And then the other thing is,
I mean, out of context, I guess it does seem a bit mean that we've got this Norwegian boy on. His mother struck by lightning, and I think it's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
You are actually attempting not to laugh,
Oh, am
but
I?
I am
Yeah,
not
okay.
hiding how
Right.
funny I think it is. Like I'm literally holding my sides. I'm laughing so hard, and you then try and steer it back by asking her, "Is she okay?"
Yeah.
And he says, "Yes, she's fine. Well, she's mostly fine," and then that triggers more laughter. So I can understand why people think we're being heartless, but it is the context.
Yeah, it's the context of the fact that every time we talk to this, there's some new
insane
story and
story.
something that we've never even explored.
But the other thing that it's amongst Scandinavians, because I guess it's hitting like the Scandinavian socials, and so there's a lot of discussion in the comments around this is typical Norwegian behavior.
Propaganda.
No, not the Norwegians. Like they're
Oh,
so
they get
dry.
struck by lightning all the time.
Well, no, they're so dry in the way that they talk about serious health issues, like the fact that he would just mention that his mother had been struck by lightning.
That is more
as
likely
if it's
than
like
Norwegians
she
being
went to the
famous
shops.
for being struck by lightning. You are right. That is. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that is part of it, right? It's just delivered in such a. I think
Matter
that's
of fact
also
kinda.
why, like, it's so funny to us is that many of these things that we've learned have been delivered to us as if they were not the mind-blowing facts that we have imagined them to be.
Well, I do think the major thing is that we did an entire series with him where we got him to
That's right.
to recount the most memorable
Oh
stories
yeah,
of
I
his
guess
life.
that's what people don't know about the old guys. The old guys laughing is that we did an entire offshoot of this podcast. There was a mini series around stories of his family's life, and we did not get to lightning strikes. You know what? It's good that we laughed.
Yeah, I think it's good. Like
were right to
laughter is the best medicine. I don't know.
isn't.
It is.
It is absolutely not.
Laughter is not the best medicine.
I've also got an episode coming up with Noah Sito. We're doing good integration of our plugs on the who is a brilliant comedian, but also young doctor. And we discuss.
What do you mean? They're a doctor comedian.
Yeah, well,
That's the
I know.
TOFOP
I did say to him,
fucking
on the
unicorn.
don't worry, on the podcast,
yeah.
I did mention to him that we have a really strong following.
Did he
in
have
the medical
any
community.
explanation for why we have so many doctors listen?
He did not, but I think we did just explore it a little bit in the podcast. We do talk about it. And so he's currently a junior doctor, but he is also a brilliantly talented stand-up comedian. So,
Just be good at one thing.
yeah, well, I think he'll have to choose between, and I reckon it's going to be medicine's loss because he has got show business written all over him. I think he's going to be a superstar.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I wish I could do one thing good.
I know, right?
Even just one thing.
One thing, just one.
Like-
What would we most likely be able to be good at if we could just focus on one thing? Because I do think.
I better pick something because I think the industries are all drying up.
Yeah.
Like we've got to find something.
So,
that
what
we can
one
do.
thing do you think? What could we do well?
Talk. We talk.
Yeah, okay, but everyone's talking, mate. What are we doing specifically talking that what are we doing that no one else is doing?
What do we do that?
What
no
do
one
we
else
do
is
that
doing?
no one else is doing? Like the cliche of podcasting is it's just two
white guys.
white guys.
As
like,
we know, that's
talking
not
in the
true. It's now
microphones.
glamorous women who have their own businesses.
Yes, exactly. It's glamorous. Yeah.
Glamorous,
Glamorous girl
successful
bosses.
entrepreneurs.
Exactly. That's right. With multi-million-dollar empires.
Yeah, that is podcasting. We are the outliers.
Yeah, that's true.
What do we do? What can we do? As in collectively or just
I reckon let's
all right,
make
collectively?
it
It's
Us.
it's our venture.
Yeah, because we are not each other's whole lives.
There's never been a better time to.
Yeah. What were you
What do we
doing?
do? As in, I'm
that
leading
was
you
you were-
into.
you
That's
were
us. So
doing-
we're doing the
you were
ad
doing
for
the
our
easy bit.
new business.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There's never been.
But I reckon we should just decide what the business is.
Thinking
before
about-
we- thinking about. Oh, okay. Thinking about getting older. Thinking about
Oh,
growing
God.
up. No, that's not. Thinking about death. No.
Thinking about all the
Thinking
time,
about the
constantly.
the inevitable. Do your hips hurt?
Yeah. Are you having an existential crisis over the future of mankind?
I think it's authentic conversations in a world of inauthenticity.
Oh, I love that.
Because like we talk like
Regular people.
regular.
Well, I don't know. So a lot of
that's
people
not true,
listen to us and
actually.
go, bullshit, you
actually-
fucking lefties, latte sipping.
That's a good point, actually. I've backed off that. That is a good slogan for someone else, but not for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone else can take that for a
Well,
more
what do we ask
appropriate podcast.
Amy? Amy,
yeah,
quick. What do
Amy,
we
yeah.
do?
What do you reckon me and Charlie could do? Charlie and I.
Could you
What
pivot
could
into
we
food
do?
reviewing?
No.
No.
Oh,
No.
Nah. Oh. Nah. There's too many food reviewers.
I'm not a connoisseur.
Nah.
Biscuits.
But you don't have to be a connoisseur, but you have to stop enjoying food.
Okay.
Like this is what I've noticed about people outside. Like there's a sandwich shop near where I live that's very popular with like the online
What about
community.
what about I've always thought
Uh,
when we did our Quantum Leap
Yeah.
episode, we talked about what job could you just get
oh yeah,
air dropped into and you could
Mm.
pick up. I reckon I could be a psychologist.
a psychologist. Of course, you could be a psychologist.
I reckon we could do
because
that.
no one ever knows if you're good at your job or not.
Yeah, exactly. But you just listen and ask them, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's
Mm.
all they do too, right? I think we can all agree. That's
Yeah.
all they do.
That's
That's
about
right.
it.
I love when I have a psychologist in my show. My opening line is always, "So, what do you think brought you here to?" I think it is probably one of the ones that you could fake in the early days for the longest. If you've been to therapy,
Yeah.
if you were dropped into the situation Quantum Leap style where you had to, but if you were with someone who was in a high stakes scenario, so like you're thinking about therapy being maybe like what we would be going to therapy about, like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm getting in a bit of anxiety about this upcoming project or
Mm.
blah, blah, blah. But say you've suddenly dropped into it's like a couples counseling
Yep,
in a
marriage
crisis
counselling or something,
situation,
yeah.
or like somebody's like in a life threatening situation or whatever. I mean, then suddenly, do you think you could handle that?
I don't know. What do you think about that?
Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, you could.
Wow.
How do you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, maybe not psychology. Maybe there's a specific form of like agony auntie. I'm thinking agony auntie, because you and I like to talk and we like to
Yes.
explore things from different angles. So I'm wondering if that's a
Like a life coach?
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing?
Okay, that's good because life coaches, people aren't coming to you for life and death. It might be an entrepreneurial.
You know, that kind of
query.
idea of like the TOFOP, the everyone relaxed sort of way of life. Like the rule, like, yeah, 12,
Cult
Jordan
leaders.
Peterson, 12.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the cult pivot again.
This is the
isn't
cult
it?
pivot. Yeah.
Ah.
No, I
Alright.
agree. That's. But like that, I think that might be there might be something in the sense of, so it's take a bit of life
Yeah.
coach,
Yes.
but it's more. I think you've got to be specific about what it is. So, like what are they called? Those guys. I don't know if it's Gorilla Mindset or something, but it's like the grind. You know, like that.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, like,
bring me
okay.
yeah.
So it's all about getting up early and
Yeah,
like,
but we're not that.
yeah, we're not that. We're the anti-grind.
Don't get up early.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't
We-
do your intentions
Don't.
diary. No gratitude
No.
diary. Nothing.
Mate, the ultimate example of never having a plan or a way to do things is this podcast.
That's it.
It can't be tracked.
You know
There's
what?
So
no
if you-
graph.
If you had like there's like the let them
Yes.
theory.
Yeah. Oh,
What
yes.
would the everyone relax one be?
What's
what would the
tell me
motto?
what the let them
other-
theory is first.
Oh. Can you do a summary of the let them theory?
The idea I
Mel
have
Robbins,
sort
right?
of very
very
in by osmosis.
Very popular book. And I think the
is-
simplification of it isn't the whole idea, but
Yeah.
let's give us the
The
simplification.
simplified version is
Yeah.
like when there's people in your life that sort of give you grief and that you
Yeah.
stress over. If it's like
Yeah.
the person at work who's being, micromanaging, or
Yeah.
your relative that is doing something that is stressful. The idea is that you just let them,
Let them.
and
Oh, yeah.
you worry
Yeah.
about yourself,
Yeah.
I
and
can't
that
do
worrying about other people is causing you more stress than it's worth.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, I think it's a variation on that. It's not that, but it's almost like, what's the way of water? Didn't Bruce? There's a Bruce. There's no.
Avatar: The Way of Water.
No, Bruce Lee.
What if we need?
Bruce
What if we got
Lee,
one of the Avatar movies to be called Avatar? Everyone Relax.
Yeah. Right. It'd be amazing. No, Bruce Lee used to have a quote about. So Bruce Lee's martial art, the one that he developed. So he before MMA was a
uncomfortable
thing.
with your hand movements.
Why
You're doing the I feel like the
Kung
way
fu.
that's not kung fu. What
Be
you're
like
doing
water,
right now.
I think is what
Yeah,
you're looking
be
for.
like be like
Okay,
water. Yeah,
be like water.
Jeet Kune I think was his martial art, but it's be like water. So if you reach an obstacle, you flow around it. You
Yeah.
don't work in opposition.
Yes.
I think that's kind of us.
That's us. Everyone relax.
everyone. Yeah, that's it. There you
right?
go.
That's our be like water.
Okay, but then, so what's the motivating people? Like, if our philosophy's in the name,
Well,
of
because
our,
the world's at like, the
but
whole,
why do they need us to tell them that? Like, it's in the name of the title. They just Google what our service is. And
No,
like, oh, yeah.
because we've got to specifically tailor it to all the scenarios in the world.
how you teaching
where,
people
like,
how to relax.
How to relax. Yeah, because it's like it's
This is
adjacent
we're
to
talking about two guys who complain about their losing their eyesight and
but this is part of the package
right
that helps you relax.
is hearing us talk about
Us.
how
Yeah,
we're
because we don't need to do any extra work. I think
Okay.
it's got to be something that we can just repackage whatever we're already doing.
sleep stories.
Yeah. There is a
listen
world.
to us talk. We'll
Yeah.
put you to sleep.
There is a world in which if we just took this offline for regular people and repackaged it as a sleep podcast, I think
Could work.
it could work.
I've been listening to a lot of sleep stories
yeah.
lately, and they definitely there is a commonality in the
Yeah,
sense that
too
they go
much?
forever
Yeah.
and never arrive. I mean, that's the point of them, right? Is like they
Right.
don't. It's that
They don't
it's
want you
that
to
fine
finish.
line of being
you engaged,
comforting
but not
enough and
too
engaged, so
engaged.
it's comforting,
Yeah.
but not so engaged that they're prompting thought.
Yeah, totally right.
So-
Yeah, because you don't want to stay awake to see how it ends.
Yeah, that's right. So I feel like that could be
Yeah.
something that we could have. It's everyone relax.
Yeah, everyone relax.
Hi. Before we start tonight's story, you're with Will and Charlie.
Hi,
We're going to talk about Love is Blind,
love is blind.
a reality series in which people don't get to see who they're going to marry or something.
In fact, right now you could close your eyes and just listen to my voice, much like they do on Love is Blind.
Will, why do you eat old man lollies so much?
I enjoy the flavour.
Why are you talking like that? You
I
can
don't-
still talk like
I don't know what I'm doing.
I think it's time for the crack that back.
Crack that back.
Amy, I love how you've
Crack
adopted
that
Mike
back.
Williams'
Yeah.
inability to play the sting
We
when
forget.
we need it.
Everyone forgets that we have this. Everyone forget that's our side business.
This is week 2 of sampling biscuits from
Yeah.
the Bangalow Bakehouse.
Started so well
Started
last week.
so
though.
well.
Now,
Now the last week was the dark chocolate
Mm.
spelt biscuit. Now, Will, I'm letting you choose where we go next. So remaining on the board is an Anzac biscuit,
Yep.
red velvet biscuit,
Yep.
and a traditional chunky, well, not
Chocolate
traditional.
chip.
What do you call it? Like a mound.
a
What do they call
volcano
those?
style.
Volcano.
I don't know. Big
Vol-
chunky, like
yeah.
a big,
Like a zit, giant chocolate filled zit.
yeah, chocolate zit biscuit.
Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds great.
Yeah. Which one do you want next?
Well, here's what I would say is, do we want to split the sweets or do we want to leave the sweets for later in the afternoon post, like, having something savory?
Okay,
for
if that's
Yeah.
and I'm digging what you're
Yeah.
laying down, then I would recommend we go to Anzac.
Yeah, let's go to the Anzac then. I'm fine with that.
Okay. Now this,
Crispy.
I can
Ooh.
say
Ooh.
is one of my favourite Anzacs.
Oh.
I don't know if I rated as highly as the
Mine's
spelt.
Weary Dunlop, but I guess, if you want to.
Great. I'm going to get fucking. Oh my! The March for Australia guys are coming for me next now, aren't they? Now this is of the good thing about this Anzac biscuit. It's fucking big. Like it is
Yeah,
the
it's
size of my.
huge.
It's the size of my hand.
like a-
Well, that's not saying anything because I have small hands. But like it's the size of a hand. It's big. It's flat. What I like about this is it's crunchy on the outside, gets softer as you work your way towards the middle, and I think it's a good blend. I mean, maybe it is my favorite Anzac. I'm not sure. I haven't had one from anywhere. My mouth is actually filling with saliva as I'm talking, like in a completely involuntary manner. So I'm
The
going to take
last
a
one
bite.
was vegan, but this isn't vegan.
This is not vegan. This
Yeah.
is not.
Well,
mate,
'cause
no
then you
bloody-
can't
No
call it an
vegans
Anzac.
fighting for Australia, mate.
Nah. That's where
That's
we
not what
bloody
they
draw the
fought
line,
for.
mate. That's not what they fought for, the diggers. Weren't digging up carrots. So is this good to go to sleep to? So, all right, here's what I'm going to say. I like it, firstly. It tastes very homemade, which I like. I think in an
Definitely like your grandma.
I think
Just like grandma used to make.
in an Anzac biscuit, I like the feeling of homemade. If it becomes too overly commercially produced, you're like, that's not the spirit of the
Yeah, it's a
Anzacs,
butternut.
mate.
That's a butternut crisp.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that. I agree with you. Good crispiness on the outside, good chewiness on the inside. Here's what I have liked so far from this bakery. I think it probably was going to change in the second half of our experience today, but restrained about the sweetness.
Yes,
Like,
that's a good amount of golden syrup.
yeah, but not too much.
Yeah.
It doesn't dominate it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say like,
You're a texture guy. I was wondering if
Yeah.
it's too rough because they've got coconut in this one.
nah,
as
the
well.
rough's okay. I'm happy with the roughness. It's slightly too, like you need to have liquid at the same time.
It gets
You could, like, I was like, oh, I need to drink
yeah,
some water.
and it's
before I
also incredibly like the more you eat it, the sweeter it gets. So I find
Yeah.
I need to have like a drink with it because otherwise it's too sweet to eat dry.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. So I'm going to say, what did I give the other one? An A. So
Yeah.
I would give that a B plus though.
Yeah,
I
I
reckon.
agree. B plus.
All right.
You could definitely stick that in your bloody what are they, knapsacks? What are they called? What do the soldiers in World War II have on their backs?
Oh my God, this was a great area to just go into without any
Knapsacks?
information.
I used to have
Just
this
wildly speculate what they had on their back.
We had this history teacher at my
Yeah.
high school, Mr. Glue.
Mr. Glue,
Yeah.
are you serious? Where did you go to high school, Cluedo?
Yeah, he did it with the candle holder in the library. Mr. Glue, who was like the most, he was like a coiled spring of aggression. Like,
Oh yeah.
like he would come in and he literally would just sort of like march in and sit down and he'd open the history book and he'd literally just start reading chapter and verse from this history book. And we just had to sit there and listen for the duration of the class. And he did two things, which I'll never forget. One is he would like to lure kids into falling asleep so he could yell at them. So he'd be reading this very dry history book and he'd just be reading this like almost monotone, Mr. Jeff Glue, blah, 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 blah. And he would note if a kid was nodding off. And so he would sort of like encourage it by, softening his voice and slowing down. And just as the kid nodded off, he would either scream at them or hurl like a blackboard duster at them to wake them up. But like it was entrapment.
Yeah.
Like he would do it on purpose, let them nod off so he
yeah.
could scream at them
Yeah.
or startle them awake.
Yes.
And the other thing he did was there was a kid who was reading a passage and he got to the word khaki, which if you're unfamiliar with it, you would mispronounce as khaki, which this kid did.
Oh yeah.
And he was so outraged. He was like, khaki, it's khaki, mate, Australian fighting colours.
Yeah. Also, like they call it khakis in heaps of other countries.
Australian fighting colours,
Yeah,
mate.
mate. Like,
Khaki.
you hate Australia, do you?
Yeah,
Kid?
clearly.
Yeah.
We're going for a march this weekend. See you there. You should march on over to Patreon if you want to support
Oh,
the show. You
good,
can.
good.
Patreon.com/everyone-relax.
league.
Early releases of shows, full videos of shows. Plus, I do a live stream on a Friday night, and you're more than welcome to come join in that. That's a lot of fun. Will, have you got shows coming up?
You know what? I've actually put on a national tour of my improvised show for the year of 2026.
Oh,
It is
wow.
all on sale now. So if you want to come and see me in the places that I'm going to, which are Perth, Adelaide, Canberra, Melbourne, Brisbane, they are all on sale now at comedy.com.au.
So if you want to check out other shows, you can go to everyonelux.co. Lots of great stuff there. We'll be back again next week. We've got some sweet biscuits to sample in the next 2 episodes. But for now, I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson.
I'm a fucking